Hi there, I'm Gerard, Witch of earthscuriousgoods, and I'm happy to see you again. And if you didn't see any of my previous videos or you stumbled across this video, hi, I'm glad you found me. Today's video is about the controversial and elusive fifth element, spirit. So if this sounds interesting to you, keep on watching, and without further ado, let's begin. Before I begin, I just want to say if you stumbled across this video or if this is the first video you're coming across, I'm going to link down below the other videos. I go over the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, and water. And yeah, I would venture that you look at those videos if you want to kind of complete the picture. But I want to dive right on in. Before I begin, before you start commenting down below how the fifth element doesn't exist, blah, 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 blah. This is strictly from my experience. Now, if you want to just go with the 4 elements and that's all you recognize, power to you, that works for you. I'm just going to go over the fifth element for those that want to experiment, for those that may want to add it, or for those of you that are already working with it, maybe you'll see something that maybe you can add to your own practice. So that's the whole point of today's video, really. For me, spirit is a little bit more personal because I deal with the divine and my God, and I'll go over why I say my God. For those of you that also have seen my previous videos, you know that I'm a devotee and a worshiper of God. But that's going to be in a whole nother video. Today's video, let's start with spirit, right? It is called by many names. You can call it quintessence. Some people know it as akasha. Some people know it as ether or aether. I just know it as spirit. And let's go with what you'll come across more often. It's more often referred to as ether. Back then it was deduced that ether was kind of the air or the breath of the gods, or it was the atmosphere around the gods that they would breathe in. And so that's kind of, it was kind of related to the air element and the air aspect. It was a higher presence of air, I guess, or another version of air. I don't know, I haven't dived all deep into that aspect of it because I only know it as spirit. And how I connect with the fifth element, for me, the fifth element is all things and no things. It is everything and nothing. So it is you and it's not you. And I know that can be very, very confusing, which is why I say that this fifth element is so controversial. But the reason why I want to do this video is because I have experimented with it, and adding the fifth element into my practice has amplified the magic. When I was younger, and I'm going to show you a spell, I would do this particular spell and works wonders for me. So I'm hoping that it'll work wonders for you. But I connect it to the divine, to my God. I also connect it to myself, the inner part of me, the outer part of me. I don't even know. I always wonder, what would my soul or my spirit would look like myself, right? I always picture it as like it looks like me, but more of a gaseous form with lots of light. And maybe we only give it form because of thought. That's a whole nother ball game. We're not going to get into it. But I would venture into doing all 4 of the elements and then adding the fifth element. And I want you to experiment with this spell, right? I want you to add these things into it. Keep a journal, log it. It's super, super important that you journal it and log it, because you won't know if it's working or if it's not working. So I would venture to do a simple spell. I tend to do like a simple money spell. So I'll say $20 is kind of what I want, right? I'll do the money spell for $20 without any of the elements, without the fifth element, okay? So, and I did it in 3 different ways. So just without any of the elements or the 5th element, just the money spell for $20, right? Then I'll do the spell again, and I'll do it with the 4 elements for $20. And then I'll do it the 3rd time, $20, the 4 elements with the 5th element, spirit. And let me tell you, I don't care what anybody says, I have all my notes and I have all my journal entries where my spell with the 4 elements with the 5th element amplified that money spell. So, and it came out to, it was like $854 or something like that. It was something weird that I needed. It was like for rent, and it was also, I needed to pay like that electric bill, and I got the money for all of that. So try it out is all I'm asking. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Throw it away, move on, right? Sorry it didn't work for you. But for those of you that it does work for, keep on doing it. So I'm gonna bring you guys down to the table so you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's so simple, 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 simple. When it comes to the 5th element, connecting with it, super simple. So I'll bring you right back, I promise. All right, so a few things. For those of you that work with a circle, you would cast your circle, call on the elements, and then add this spell to it. For those of you that don't work with a circle and you kind of just willy-nilly do the spell, or, you know, mess around and find out kind of thing, then you don't need to do a circle and stuff. You would just do this spell. Me, I tend to do this spell whenever I need it, and it comes in handy. Now, in a ritual form, I'm an aesthetic whore. I just love aesthetics. It talks to my subconscious. I need the kind of the witchy aesthetic in order for me to feel magical. And feeling for me makes my spells a lot stronger. But make the magic your own, whatever works for you. You're going to need some water. I tend to use distilled water. If you don't have distilled water, spring water, filtered water at least. And if not, just use tap water, whatever water you can get your hands on. I'm using my chalice, but in the past, and with this spell, I would just use a regular cup, because sometimes I was in class or school setting, family settings, I was at a dinner table, and you know, just bringing out your chalice at a dinner table may not be the best conversation piece sometimes. I was in a very religious household too, so that probably would not have gone very well at that time period. A little different now, but back then it was tumultuous. But yes, you have your water, you have your chalice, and with the water, I tend to bless mine, and you can do it in your mind, you can do it, try to do it before you are in a group setting or family setting or in school, or if you can. If not, that's perfectly fine, okay? What I'm gonna do is gonna add it to my chalice. Now you can also add a pinch of salt. Some practitioners will add salt to just cleanse the actual water itself. And when I'm doing my circle, I do add salt to it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the spell without doing that, because maybe, like I said, you are still in the broom closet, your setting just isn't cohesive for that kind of spell work. So now that you have your water in your cup, all you're going to do is say this spell. Now you can say it in your head, or whisper it, or say it out loud. O Spirit, eternal and wise, weaver of truth in mortal disguise, flow through my soul, my breath, my skin, ignite the light that dwells within. And that's it. Usually I tend to I'll be holding my cup, like if I was at school or if I was in my family setting, I would just hold the cup with both hands and saying it at the same time, you know, really concentrating it. I usually try to visualize the water shimmering. If you don't have really good visualization skills, that's perfectly fine. I know a lot of people that don't. I kind of try to hold my cup where their light kind of shimmers from, you know, the room light or candlelight or whatever is nearby. I try to let it shimmer on the actual surface of the water, imagining that that is just magical and it's imbuing this. And then you're just going to drink the water. That's it. Now, the whole point of this, super simple, is to drink in the spirit or to awaken the light that's inside of you. Because remember, it's in you and not in you, a part of you. So especially with me and my practice, the divine is within me, but also around me and with me at all times, that I can connect with the divine at any time. I don't need a third party to, you know, be a gatekeeper for it. I can tap into it at any time, any second, any moment. And that has always been true in my practice. I can't wait to do my Modern God video for you guys. So that is coming up, trust me. But until then, try this out so that you can connect with spirit, to the universe and some people's, you know, comfortability, or what they would call it, or what they connect to it, the one, the source, whatever you want to call it. For me, I just call it God. And it has a very masculine, fatherly figure for me. So that's kind of how I relate to my God. But yes, try it out. Remember to document your results though. Super, super important, because there's no point in trying my spells and you don't have a before and after, or you're just kind of just winging it. It's kind of, you don't have any reference to like what time you did it, what day you did it. Now, if you're a channel member, I'll put some tips and tricks on connecting with the spirit, kind of some trial and errors that I've done that you guys can kind of go over, so you can kind of avoid some of the pitfalls that I've done. Some things that didn't work so well when I did do this. Well, there you have it, the fifth element, spirit. So I hope you get to try it out and document your results like I have repeated throughout this whole video, so that you can kind of see with or without it. And it may work for you and it may not, but you won't know until you actually write it down and remember when you did it, what you did, and what you did it for. Super important. But if, like I said, if it doesn't resonate with you, then, you know, don't do it, throw it away. But I would venture to have you just at least try, see how it works out for you. I just want to thank you for being here. If today's content is something that you learned something from or are going to try, give it a like. And I venture to subscribe if you want to see other content like this from me. But you liking, subscribing, doing all the bits are just free ways that you can help out the channel, so that it can be pushed out to other people that, you know, might need some magic in their world. And I want to give a special thanks to my channel members, the Mushroom Lady, Tammy, and Susan Pfeiffer. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are keeping things running around here, and I love it. And until my next video, stay earthy, stay magical, and don't forget, love yourself and others. Bye for now.